Hey folks, welcome to Method and Pedagogy of Middle School and Secondary Social Studies. Social Studies was my favorite course to teach when I was a K-12 educator, and so I'm really looking forward to us working our way together over the next semester, or if you look at it a little bit closer, over the next 2 sessions of 7-week courses. So you can see a little description right here. If I go to the syllabus page, I can see our first module is listed here, and I am going to just hop into this syllabus really quick so we can take a look at it together. This video is just really to walk you through so you know what to expect through the whole entire semester and both the 2 terms. I'm not going to go into anything too deep, but it's just to give you a good idea of where we are going in the short and long term. So this is our syllabus here. Office hours are something that you can pop in at any time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm on campus and on Zoom. Wednesdays, it's just Zoom. You guys know this about me. It doesn't matter if you can't meet during those times. Just let me know, and we can meet early in the morning or late at night. We can meet on the weekends over Zoom. Whatever works best for your schedule, just let me know. My email, if you do decide to pop into the office, there is my office number. For textbooks for this class, you are going to just need one main textbook when you think of a traditional textbook, and that's the Practical Guide to Middle and Secondary Social Studies by June Chapin. You're going to need that for each one of the modules as we go throughout the whole entire combined 14 weeks. You're also going to need 3 other books. The first book to think about is a teacher development or a teacher training book. Think of if you are interested in incorporating current events. If you are interested in learning more about critical race theory, if you are interested in how to draw social media platforms into your classroom, I will provide a book list that you can choose from, but if there's something that really interests you, go ahead and email me the link to the book. Let me take a look at it, and you most likely can choose that book. But what we're going to do is we are going to read it and then do a book talk on that one book, and that will be due during week 5 of this first term. So that's just something to be thinking about. Maybe if you are really an avid reader, you can start diving into that early. The second 2 books that you need are 2 trade books. And when I say trade books, I'm thinking more of novels that you would share with your middle schoolers or your high schoolers. So you are going to choose 2 trade books, 2 novels. Again, I will provide a book list, but if there is something that you've been really wanting to read, you can go ahead and get those and start on those. This is going to be for term 2, so you don't need to really worry about it until closer to week 8 of the semester. But what we are going to do is incorporate those into all of our different social studies themes. So again, if you want to choose a book on your own that you have been really wanting to read, go ahead and send me the title of it and I can approve it and you can get started there. The next part of our syllabus is a bunch of fun standards. And then you can see right here, these are course topics that we are going to be covering. So you can see in part 1, we have those 7 modules. And in the first half of the course, you can see that we are really looking at certain methods of planning for the social studies classroom. We have an intro, and then we talk about planning, we talk about instructional methods, how to lead an active student-centered classroom. We review assessment and and evaluation techniques. And then that module 6 is really where you are working on that specialized reading, the reading that we talked about in the first book that you're going to choose, and that's when your book talk is due. And then we have our final week. Instead of a final exam, you will have a project that you're going to complete showing the skills of everything that you have learned throughout the past 7 weeks. You will not see quizzes in this course. It does not help me or help you to memorize a bunch of facts. This is a skills-based course, so it's something that I want you to challenge the way that you're thinking. I want you to kind of create for yourself a toolbox on what tools that you can use in your classroom in the future. So there you will not see any quizzes, you will not see any tests, because that memorization doesn't help me or your future students. Everyone in this course has passed their content practice, and so I know you know the content. Now we're working on simply teaching and exciting students in our future classrooms. So for part 2 here, you can see that after that first 7 weeks, for the second 7 weeks, then we really get into the different parts of social studies. So we will be talking about history and geography, civics, global education, economics, and behavior sciences. And then again, you have a final unit that you're going to be creating, but it is, again, no final test, and there are no quizzes in there. This next portion of the syllabus is a breakdown of things that you will find in part 1 and part 2. It's the same syllabus. So in the very beginning, you can see that there'll be 5 reading reflections, each at 10 points, 1-page single-spaced typed paper. And this is really just you telling me what you thought of the lecture. Most of our lectures will be videos from someone else. I have chosen leaders in the field and people who have been in the social studies classroom, and our field has declared them that they're doing an excellent job. And so I'm going to pull in, most of the time, videos from other people. And so this reading reflection is, what did you think of the textbook? I don't want you always to agree with it, but I want you to reflect and really ponder it. So reading reflection, 1 page, what did you learn through the textbook, through the video lecture? I appreciate if you are going to cite something from the textbook. Remember how we cite work. Go ahead and cite it if you're going to use specific words from that text. But most of the time I will ask you to hit on certain topics of reflection rather than just a general reflection. Class discussions, we'll have these just about every module as well, but I will pose a topic for us to discuss. Your first original posting will happen on Wednesday by the end of the day, and then that leaves everyone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to comment and really partake in a discussion. You'll see that it's just not something that you post, but it's a discussion, which means banter back and forth, and us sharing our thoughts and having, if we were meeting in person, the closest thing we can to a discussion. Our classroom application is something that each week will be a little bit different, but it is something that I have chosen for us to apply to our own classrooms. If we're talking about standards, well, how does that have to do anything with how I'm teaching? If we are talking about civic engagement, how do I apply that to my classroom? If I am talking about a student-centered classroom, again, how does that reflect in my everyday practice in my classroom? And so you will see something a little bit different that pertains to the topic that we are discussing that week. Your book talk, we've already talked about that, but that is the first 7 weeks is your training book, something that you are interested within the study of social studies. And then our topical methods project we will get more into that at the end. But both of these things are due on Wednesday of the week. So this is due on week 6, and this is due week 7, both on Wednesdays, which gives you an opportunity to comment on your peers' work on, again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All of our work will always go live on Monday of the week, and then it's due Sunday by midnight. So it gives you a full 7 days, ending with weekend opportunity for you to get your work done. If at any point there's ever any questions, please let me know and I can make sure I answer those for you. This is part 2. It is very similar to part 1, but we just again change our topics a little bit. The rest of it is information that is really good for you to know, and you can go ahead and read through that on your own. So there is where we found our syllabus. Our course is broken up into modules, and so we have this Getting Started module. Please work your way all the way through there to make sure that you are understanding the course. And then we have Module 1. Each module will look exactly the same. It will just be populated with different content. So for Module 1, you can see that we are beginning our Intro to Middle and Secondary Social Studies. Right here is the overview of what we will be doing in the first week. You can go ahead and read that. This right here is where you will always find the video directions for that particular module, and then you can see objectives and links to things that we will be working on. If I go back to that module, you can see every place that has a due date is something that you have to submit. We will always have a lecture, a reflection, we'll always have a discussion and an classroom application, and at the very end, it summarizes and reminds you that everything is due before midnight on that Sunday. And again, it links you to those 3 things that need to be done. As always, if you guys need anything, please let me know. I'm excited to read your comments and your reflections and just really dive into the discourse that we are going to have in this course. If you need me, let me know, and welcome to EDMT 545.